It's the next day. I'm honestly still processing everything. Like I can't believe it just happened so fast and now it's over. I totally get why people compete back to back, because you just you work so hard to get to this point, and then you literally are on stage for like a whole of maybe 2 minutes and then it's over. And now, I mean, it's so nice to relax and eat whatever I want, but I would totally do that again. Gonna try and capture everything that I eat, because this is my last day to eat whatever I want. We went to that Brazilian steakhouse last night, and then I got ice cream, and then I literally fell asleep with like a whole thing of Pringles next to me, and woke up and ate some. Also, you guys won't believe this. Remember when we were talking about in my 4 weeks out vlog that I started my period and I was scared about starting it on show day? I didn't start it for the show, but literally as soon as I got home, it happened. So I'm a little puffy, and I could totally tell. I was like, why do I look watery? I haven't had water in 24 hours. And I just felt like I looked better 2 weeks ago, even 1 week ago. And now, I looked great and I felt amazing on stage, but I just wasn't the best. And I was wondering why I looked off. I would have liked to be a little less puffy, but I can't do anything about that, and I'm just glad I didn't start for the show. So that's probably why my stomach is like a bottomless pit right now. I've been craving a few things, and a lot of them are fast food. I know that's weird, but I just don't feel like getting ready and going out and sitting for brunch right now, because we were out late and I literally got 2 hours of sleep the night before the show. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. Thank you so much to everybody else on Instagram who has sent me sweet messages and comments on my pictures, and I literally I couldn't reply to all of them. I tried, but there was so much going on yesterday, so I'm gonna try to get back to everybody, but there's so many, and I'm so grateful for you guys. Seriously, my mom was even saying that the amount of supporters I have for this is insane. So I know I said this in another vlog before, but I really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. I had so much fun, and I'm so stoked to keep eating today. Let's do it. Guess where we're at? And guess what's on? Oh my gosh, it was meant to be. I've never gone to Krispy Kreme when the hot button's on. I could cry. Literally perfect timing. Okay, don't get on me for what I'm about to order. Can I do a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle? Hash brown.
And a hash brown.
Alrighty, Doucette.
We plan to go to brunch. I plan to go to brunch, but I really didn't feel like getting up and getting ready this early. So McDonald's it is. I've been craving a McGriddle since I was 10 weeks out, and it's been on one of my list of things to get. So I'm stoked. More importantly, right now, he's eaten half of them. Okay. McDonald's is on me, babe. They just melt. The thing is though, they're so easy to eat, but they make me feel sick after 2 bites, so I have to contain myself. They have the pumpkin donuts too now.
The ones I'm a fan of, they're raspberry and glazed.
Oh, it's like cheesecake in the inside. When I get the food.
Yeah.
I got a black coffee, and I brought my almond milk and stevia to put in it. Wow, that's a big... What on earth? Why is this bag so big? Honestly, why does it need to be this big? It's like a shopping bag. Yes, I just woke up from a nap, and yes, I'm snacking on Pringles. But I wanted to show you guys my freaking leg veins right now. Bro, what in the world? I've never had a shin vein. What is that thing? I've always had veiny feet and hands, but never have I seen that thing. Oh my goodness. I've been craving this for so long.
What's up, guys? I tried so hard to get the lighting to look okay, but I'm not at home right now, as you can probably tell. And the lighting in here is a little sus for filming. We're making it work, but welcome back. It's been a while. I honestly wanted to just take the last couple of weeks to debrief and enjoy myself instead of worrying about like keeping up with vlogs, because I know I wanted to make a follow-up post-show video. So this will kind of be that video. I have quite a bit I want to say, but I don't want to make that like the entire video. So we will chat about my post-show thoughts and how everything went later on. But for now, I just wanted to kind of catch up with you guys. You're probably wondering where I am, first of all. I ended up taking a last-minute trip to Florida for my boyfriend Alex's work. He had a job down here and ended up having car troubles the day he had to leave to drive down here. And then we drove literally for like 8 hours through the night, ended up getting here at 4 a.m. And we've been here for like 2 days. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen this on my stories a couple days ago. Because we drove down, I actually ended up prepping things for like over this weekend for the week and was planning on keeping it at home. It ended up coming in really handy because I decided I was leaving with him like 2 hours before we left. So I had to pack everything so fast and it traveled perfectly with us. And I have all of my protein, carbs, and most of my veggies. I got a little more veggies from the store just now. Pretty much the bulk of everything that I need for the week is already here, so that's nice. I hate when I'm traveling and I have to spend like $100 at the grocery store as soon as I get there, even though I have food at home. So I love road trips for that reason, because I could just bring all of my food with me and all my supplements. Literally have like protein, pre-workout, greens, all of the stuff that I'll need. I might just talk to you guys for a second because it's been a while. I have some stuff to catch you up on. This will most likely be the first vlog after my show day vlog that I'm posting. I might look a little different. I don't know if you can tell. I've gained 7 pounds since show day, and honestly, I'm feeling great. I have so much more energy. I love being able to like enjoy the gym and enjoy my lifts and enjoy life really, and not just be hangry and weak all the time. I'll explain this more later on when I talk more about it, but post-show took like 2 weeks almost for me to recover just from eating stuff that I wasn't used to, and my body was like, what are you doing? But I'm feeling good now. This is the 3rd week after my show, and I'm finally getting to the point where workouts are fun and they don't suck. I've also kind of let myself be a little more lenient with my reverse diet than I probably should. Boyfriend's family lives here, so we're hanging out with them. We went to dinner at their house last night. They made food. It's pretty healthy. It was just like chicken, rice, and potatoes, but I'm not worried about like the oils it was cooked in or if there's any sugar in the marinade or whatever. Like, I'm just letting myself be healthy, but also be relaxed and not as strict with counting every single thing I'm eating. So I know I worked so hard, and so I'm not trying to completely derail my progress. I'm just letting myself enjoy life. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. If I'm being completely honest, my stomach, because of the food that I'm eating, is not very happy with me. And it has not been happy for like the last week. I definitely could fix that by just like going back to super clean foods, but I've also, so many people are asking to go hang out, and I just want to like enjoy my life and not worry about whether or not I have abs. Like, if it really hurts my stomach, then like I'll do something about it, but I'm not gonna worry about eating super clean just so I cannot be bloated, you know? Like, if it doesn't hurt and I'm just like bloated a little bit, then that's fine. I don't care. I'm literally rambling so much. I have so much to say, and I'm not sure when I want to say it in this vlog. So I might just wrap it up here, and then I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I'm going to do a full what I eat in a day on my reverse diet once I get back home, because it's kind of sporadic and not normal right now. But yeah, I'll show you what I'm having for lunch. Obsessed with roasted veggies in the fall. I don't know why I don't eat them all the time, but like fall just instantly inspires me to roast every veggie I have and throw it in a bowl with some chicken. So these are roasted carrots that I made in the air fryer. Same kind of concept for my roasted potato recipe that I have on my YouTube, but I will include the recipe for these in my meal prep videos. Green beans that I got frozen at Walmart and just sauteed them in the pan. And then obviously onions and mushrooms and some chicken. Ooh, we have a lot to talk about. Okay, What's up, guys? I'm not sure how much I'm gonna put in this vlog. I might make a whole, like a separate video, what I genuinely think of competing from my perspective, and like coming from somebody who's had an eating disorder, like eating disorders in bodybuilding, that whole subject. I can definitely make a video on that. If you see an AirPod in here, I have to play music in order to make me think. Otherwise I like space out and can't think straight. So, but I just want to kind of make a little quick sit down chit chat about what my experience was with competing, how it went, what I think, and I'm not answering, like, it's only been a month, so I'm still waiting to see how my body and my mental state go throughout this reverse diet too. I want to give it a little more time before I say whether or not I'm competing again, because I'm still kind of in the hard part of prep. If not, like, my opinion, this is the most challenging part of prep, is the post-show, and I can explain why, but yeah, post-show is way harder than I thought it would be. But overall, show day went really fun. Went fun? That's not a... Show day went really fun. Oh my gosh, I said it again. Show day went really well. I had a lot of fun. Honestly, show day, like, I thought it was gonna be the most challenging day, but really, like, by that time you've already carved up, you're so high on like nerves and adrenaline from excitement and like about to be getting on stage in a bikini for the first time. First timers specifically, but like everyone's just full of nerves and excitement, and like I thought I'd be like lightheaded and stuff from not drinking too, but I was surprisingly fine. I think the nerves just took over and I wasn't focused on how I was feeling physically. I was just more worried about like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get on stage. There were so many people there who were competing for the first time as well. Like, we went to the athletes meeting at like 8 in the morning before the show started. I think there was like probably 50, 60 people competing overall. When the guy asked who all was competing for the first time, almost half of the people raised their hand, which is crazy. So it was nice to know that I wasn't alone, and the fact that they asked that and I got to see like, oh, like you're competing for the first time too, you are too, like I kind of got to scout out who was in the same position as me, and I got to connect with those people. And there are a few girls in my class that I connected with as well, and I'm following a few people on Instagram, so if you're watching this, hi. But yeah, it was so fun, full of nerves, but I was expecting to feel miserable and a lot worse, honestly, on show day, because how I felt the week leading up before I got to like carb up and everything, I thought I was gonna feel miserable. But yeah, it went really well. I literally blacked out when I went on stage for the first time. I walked out, like, you know when you're just anticipating something to happen and it's about to happen and you're waiting for it, or like if you've ever been on stage, competed or sang or whatever, the anticipation of like standing backstage waiting to go on was so strong. And I've sang on stage before my whole life, really, but the fact that I worked so hard, first of all, for this, and it was just like finally about to happen, and also the fact I was like in 5-inch heels in a bikini about to be the only one on stage that people were looking at. Like, I had to nail my routine, and yeah, it was very nerve-wracking, but the first time sucked. My routine, everyone says it looked fine. I haven't actually looked back at the footage. I'm about to edit the show day vlog today. I feel like when I stepped on stage, I kind of just forgot what I was doing, and I was like stiff, and like I practiced my routine for months and then got on stage and felt like I just butchered it because I was shaking so bad too. I was like trying to move to the next pose and my whole body was like shaking. I walked off stage after the first time and I was like, huh, that was not bad at all. That was actually so fun. So from that point on was just like a blast. I loved it. I wanted to get back on stage the second I walked off. I was like, wait, I want to do that again because I know I butchered it. I want to do it better. We actually ended up getting individual shots both in prejudging and finals, which is nice because I got to go back home, redo my hair, makeup, and I was more confident in my posing and just being on stage for finals too. So I'm really glad I got that. Hopefully, I actually haven't looked at those either. I've been so busy. I emailed the guy, but I haven't got them back yet. So if I did get them back, I'll put them here. I love the fact that I had so many people there too, like cheering me on. I couldn't see them, but I could hear them. Walking out and hearing people scream and hearing my friends like cheer for me was so fun. Literally felt like it was my wedding day in a weird way. day. Like it was all about me. Everyone was like helping me, holding my stuff, walking around. Like I was all done up, hair and makeup done. I never do that much makeup or really like get that put together. I don't think anyone does. Show makeup is like really a lot. It was just kind of surreal, the whole day was, but I loved it, and I'm not gonna answer whether or not I want to do it again. The show day part, yes, I would love to do that, but post show has definitely been the most challenging by far. I had no idea it was gonna be. Nobody really prepares you, and I think as someone who's already done it, I want to stress this too. I wasn't really in the know of like, you're gonna be starving, you're gonna want to eat, but it's just your hormones. Like obviously you need more food because you've been starving for however long to get that lean, but once you start eating again, like that night we all went out to dinner. I actually didn't eat that much. We went to a Brazilian steakhouse, and then I got like an ice cream cone and ate half of it because I got full, but my stomach blew up, and I think I can put that here because it was not used to the food. I was so bloated walking around downtown. I was like, I was just on stage looking my absolute best, and now I look like I'm pregnant. But it was just because I wasn't used to it, and so because my stomach hurt, I didn't really eat a whole lot that day, but I woke up the next day and was starving. It's weird. Like I was hungry, but I was like more mentally hungry, if that makes sense. Like my hormones are just like, hey, we're done, let's eat everything that you possibly can, and eat everything that you've thought about, everything you've been craving, all the whole list on your phone. Let's go eat them all right now, today, let's do it. I kind of did that. I didn't go overboard. I never like binged or anything, but we definitely ate a lot more. My coach said to do dinner and then a brunch the next morning and then get back on it, but she didn't really explain why, and I feel like I didn't, like from all the research that I have done on prep for years, I have not found hardly anything talking about like the importance of knowing biologically what's happening, hormonally what's happening in your body after show, because people are just like, okay, I'm done, I can eat whatever I want, I'm not gonna gain that much weight. And you won't if you have like a day or two to just like relax, eat what you want, eat intuitively when you're hungry, don't gorge yourself. But they're also like, that's way easier said than done, because I was like literally everything I wanted. I was like, okay, let's go get that. After months of dieting for whatever reason, if you're in a fad diet or like you're really restricting calories for whatever reason, or you've been like dieting super hard, doing tons of cardio, eating minimal calories, which you shouldn't, don't hurt yourself. Your body gets used to that amount of calories that you're eating, first of all. So if you eat a bunch right away, all of a sudden your body's like, food? What the heck? And so it like tries to hold on to as much as it can, especially in the form of like water and glycogen. If you're eating a bunch of carbs, it's easy to overeat, especially if you have like really low calories before show day. And yes, you're supposed to put on some weight, but I think I went a little overboard. I definitely shouldn't have, not in the sense of like gained a bunch of weight, but I didn't really think about the health implications that I would experience after eating all this food for 2 days straight that I hadn't touched in 6 months. And even stuff that I've like never craved or wanted before. Like I would drive by Taco Bell and I wanted Taco Bell. I'd never had Taco Bell in my entire life. I just ate like McDonald's for breakfast. I'll put that here. I've literally been craving a McGriddle, sausage McGriddle from McDonald's for half of my prep. So I wanted that, and then I also wanted to try Krispy Kreme. I think that Krispy Kreme is good, but it's not as good as I remember it being. Every time I want it, I'm like, oh yes, Krispy Kreme, and then I eat half of a donut and I'm like, okay, I don't feel good. But yeah, I ate a lot of food that I was not used to, and so my body literally blew up. Like I'll put that here too. I'm just gonna stay here on this side so you can see on the side, just to show you my journey from like post show. My body held on to so much water, and initially I was like, oh yeah, everybody was like, you're gonna gain probably like several pounds in the first couple days because you're eating and drinking so much that you're not used to, and that's normal. It's not fat, it's just you're holding a ton of water because your body's dehydrated. The carbs are making you store more water, because for every gram of carb, there's like 2 grams of water, 2 water molecules. I don't know what the actual term is, but for every 1 carb, there's 2 waters that are stored with the glycogen. So I was very bloated, and not just bloated because my stomach was sticking out, bloated in the sense that my body was holding water and it was painful, and I actually like almost went to the doctor after 10 days of still feeling really puffy, but not only puffy and watery, but I literally felt like short of breath, like my body was just like a puffy balloon. There was so much like pressure in my body because of the water and the carbs. And so every time I would try and work out, I'd get a headache, I'd feel sick, I could feel my heartbeat literally like throughout my whole body. My pulse was like everywhere. My veins were huge, which was nice to look at, but like I couldn't work out normally because I just felt like not okay. And I'm not someone to just go to the doctor right away. Like I want to just wait it out and see if my body will heal itself. So I tried to stop eating refined sugars and like packaged stuff that I wasn't used to. I tried going back to my reverse diet that my coach had given me, but going back to the hormone thing, you might be eating enough food to where you're not hungry. Like you don't physically feel hungry, but your hormone levels, like the hormones that tell you you're full and that you're hungry, they're not normal after a show. So you eat and you still want to eat. Like even if you feel like crap, you want to keep eating. Like I'd be bloated, I would eat a meal and then I'd go and eat something else. And as soon as my stomach would stop hurting again, I would want to eat. I wasn't even hungry, but my body was like, eat. Struggled with that. I'm still honestly struggling with that almost a month later, like just being completely honest. And I'm making sure to stay on top of my workouts too. Like the next day after the show, we worked out, and I think that helped a lot with water retention and like the fact that I just got back on my workouts right away kept me from gaining a ton of weight because I was definitely eating a lot. Like not binging, but a lot more than I was used to. It took a good almost 2 weeks for me to finally feel normal, not just like in the gym while I was working out, but throughout the whole day. Like my brain felt foggy. I couldn't really concentrate because I was kind of scared. Like I'd never felt these symptoms before. And I looked it up and it was basically like edema, major water retention. My skin hurt, like to push on my muscles, and like my stomach especially hurt so bad, like to touch it, not just a sore muscle feeling, but it was under my skin. It was weird. If you don't know what that feels like, I can't really explain it, but that sucked, and that took about 2 weeks. Probably would have gone away a little quicker had I gotten back to like just my normal reverse diet, but again, it's hard. Drinking a ton of water, and I would say like if you want to eat post-show, instead of the carbs that you're craving, I would try and find things like protein to eat. If you're gonna overeat, I would not do what I did and have like carbs and chips and stuff in the house. I had to get rid of everything completely. A few days after my show, I gave my friend a whole bag of all my cookies and candy and stuff, and I think that really helped too. But still, like I live with my boyfriend, he's gonna buy Pop-Tarts and cereal and bread. Just because those candy and fun foods aren't there doesn't mean I can't find some form of carbohydrate or sugar to eat if I want it. Like I'll make it happen. That was really difficult, honestly. Like I had a few times where I was crying to Alex in the gym because I was like, or not even in the gym, but on the way to the gym, like I can't work out. I actually feel like something's wrong and I don't know if I should go to the doctor or not. So I was literally going to go to the doctor in like a couple days if it hadn't cleared up, and then it ended up like finally calming down. But I think my body just needed like a good week or so. Some people bounce back really quickly. I did not, and my body was like holding on to every form of carb and water that I had because it was like, are we gonna get this again or should we hold on to it? And so after like a couple weeks of consistently staying on getting enough water, eating enough food, healthy food, and not a bunch of like refined carbs and stuff, that it finally started to release the water retention. I legit didn't pee for 2 days post-show, just to give you an idea of how bad the water retention was. So it hurt, and it wasn't just like, oh, I feel full. It was like, I think I might need to go to the doctor and it caused high blood pressure symptoms for me too. So I was like, I'd never felt those feelings in my entire life, and it was not a fun feeling. So if I could give any advice to anybody post-show, do what my coach was trying to tell me to do, and just have like a fun meal the night of the show. Don't go overboard. You probably won't overeat the first night of your show if you're anything like me, because my stomach shrunk so much. Have a meal the night of, cookie, brownie, ice cream, whatever, and then wake up the next morning. Try to go on a walk if you can, or get some form of like movement, cardio in, because your body's still used to moving. So if you stop moving completely and then also start eating a ton, that will mess you up. Not even talking from like a weight gain standpoint, but like just how your body reacts to the food that you're eating. The day after, have like brunch. Try and eat healthy during the day between breakfast, brunch, and dinner and then have like a fun dinner or something if you have to. But if I ever do a show again, I will do one meal the next day and that's it. And I'm not gonna stock up on candy and cookies, and even it's so hard because you think about it 24/7 when you're competing, and in prep you just want everything. Do yourself a favor and just get like 2 to 3 things. Don't get a ton of variety, because honestly you eat one bite and you're like, okay, now what, I want something else. What's the next thing I can eat? So you don't really like enjoy it as much as you think you would, especially if you're having cheat meals too. Like you don't need a bunch of snacks. So, and definitely try to keep your water intake high. I know it's exhausting and like challenging to drink that much, and you just want to break, but your body, you need to think about how you've trained your body to rely on this much water and this many calories for however long you've been prepping for. So you can't just stop drinking water, eating a bunch of carbs altogether. And that's kind of what I did. I think I only had like a gallon as opposed to 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons before the show. Sorry, my camera ran out of memory, my memory card, and I broke a nail, or like chipped it trying to change it. Anyway, don't do what I did and fill up on a bunch of processed things as much as you're going to want to. Try to make healthy choices with the fun foods that you want to. So maybe like a health food store and get a healthier option that's maybe like cane sugar instead of like refined sugar and refined carbs and a bunch of other additives that you're not used to as well if you have like stomach problems. But yeah, that is my advice. And also to find somebody you can give away your treats and fun foods to after the show, because you might say, oh no, I'm good, I got it, I'll just work a little bit into my macros here and there, I got this reverse, it's fine, I'm getting more food now. You won't. It will be so hard, okay? Just listen to me, trust me, and maybe only keep like one thing. I actually watched Greg Doucette's video on post-show and reverse dieting, and it was really helpful, so I can link that below for you guys if you want me to. He actually goes into more detail about it if you guys want to know more of what's actually going on in your body, and he also gives some tips on staying sane in your reverse diet. So I'm going to try to do my best to talk about my journey as I go through this reverse diet and just post-show life, getting back to normal. No, I'm not doing another show this year. A lot of people were asking me if I'm doing another one, if I'm gonna keep competing. This year, no. So I just wanted to do one to get it under my belt, to say that I've done one, to like have the experience, to prove to myself that I could do it, and just to have the experience to say like, yeah, I've pushed myself this hard and I accomplished something that a lot of people will never be able to accomplish. And also, I know it's a very expensive sport, so I'm genuinely really grateful that I had the opportunity and the flexibility in my schedule to just rest and not have to take days off of work or anything. I want to make sure that I know what I'm committing to next time, and I just want to take some time to experience life after show day, because honestly it's been a wave, like a roller coaster of emotions. My mindset and my view of myself and my opinions and thoughts about competing has just been like this for like several weeks now, and I know a lot of that's just like because I don't really know what to expect because it's my first show. So I'm gonna make sure I give myself some time to feel it out and then make a decision later on if I want to compete again, because yes, there's so many aspects about it that are fun, but a lot of them, if I'm being completely honest, were kind of triggering, and I can go into that in a different vlog if you guys want to see it. But yeah, mentally it's been a roller coaster the last couple months. So really want to stress, like, for those of you in prep who are thinking about competing, don't just compete because you want to see abs and you want to look that lean, because I'm not kidding when I say it's only there for a very short amount of time. You're not gonna have abs 6 months from your show. Like, it's just not possible unless you're very genetically blessed. Yeah, I think that's all I want to share regarding show day. If I'm forgetting anything, I'm sorry. I'll probably update you guys and add more detail in here and there, but hit the like button if you guys want to see a video in more depth, because I do have, like, I just spent this morning writing down all of my thoughts for post show, and like literally it's a lot. So if you guys want to hear my genuine thoughts and how I feel about prep
and what it's done for me mentally and emotionally, and like just my personal thoughts of prep for my life specifically, not competing in general. But having dealt with an eating disorder, I don't know if I've talked much about it on my channel, but I had anorexia for literally like over 10 years and started when I was really little. So it's literally been my whole life of restricting and trying to attain a body that was not maintainable or sustainable for normal life. And I in no way am going to bounce back into that, but there are just things like, it's hard to explain if you haven't had an eating disorder before. Things are just triggering, and if you're triggered by like anything else, not eating disorder related, but if you have some sort of like trauma or anything in your life, being triggered doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go back into that, but I just want to stay away from those thoughts as much as possible and not even go there or give my mind an opportunity to have those thoughts. So when parts of this prep were triggering, that's when I had questioned, and still like in the reverse diet especially, was questioning like, do I want to do this again? So that's why I want to wait and see how I feel in like a month or so. I just watched the Bare Performance podcast with Holly Baxter, Lane Norton's wife. She was on it and she talked about her eating disorder in the bodybuilding community, and I thought that was really cool because it's really not talked about that much at all. One of my good friends, Mackenzie, used to compete as well, and she said the same thing, where it's competing can be like essentially a glorified eating disorder for a lot of people, whether they realize it or not. So I could talk for so long on this subject, but I just make that a separate video because I could go on forever. If you guys want to see my thoughts on all of that, I can make another video, so just hit the like button if you want to see that. I do want to acknowledge like eating disorders and bodybuilding, so that will be in a separate vlog, but I just wanted to give like a little recap on show day and a little bit post show. I'm currently I'm out of town, so I don't have a scale, and I'm not really trying to weigh myself honestly that much unless my coach needs it. I'm not stepping on a scale because I know that will mentally mess me up. So weighed myself last week for my check-in and I was 7 pounds over. I stepped on stage at 113 and I was 120 last week. So quick jump in a couple weeks, but I knew that was expected. A lot of that weight was water, like probably 3 to 4 pounds of it I lost in a week just from not drinking water. Please do not do that. Okay, listen to me, don't. That does not mean you need to cut water in order to lose 5 pounds, okay? Don't ever do it. I will come for you. I think that's all I want to say. I'm 7 pounds over, don't have abs. Do you guys want to see? Literally, they're gone. And I knew that because my arms could stay lean, but my abs are the first thing to show weight gain. And then it's my legs, and then it's my arms. I'm guessing that I'm probably sitting at like 122 right now. And part of that's because I've been enjoying myself and like letting myself just have fun. Enjoy life, enjoy time with Alex. We hadn't gone on a date in months by the time I had competed. So it was really nice to just go hang out, go get ice cream, go get tacos. Like last night we went and got sushi, making healthy decisions, but also letting myself live a little, you know, and not saying like, oh, I can't have this because it's fried. I can't have this because there's too many carbs in it, because I know my mind is gonna want to go there, and if I let it go there, it won't be good. And I just know that from my past. I'm very prone to like hopping back into those mindsets of like, oh, I ate too much today, I'm just gonna go on a run tomorrow, run it off. And when you're competing and you have to be that lean for stage, that's one thing. Like, yes, you might need to go do some extra cardio just so you stay on track to be lean on this day. But otherwise, like, it's really detrimental to my mental health if I let myself think that way. So I've been feeling really good. It is hard to see myself gain weight so quickly after show, but I kind of mentally prepared myself to do that. I'm not holding on to my abs. I knew they were gonna go away. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and if you want me to make future videos like this, just being more real and honest, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.